Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. It's a green morning, it's a green afternoon, it's a green evening. The people, those are in the morning session from Canada, United States, Latin America. It's a beautiful green morning for all of you. People, those are joining us all the way from European Union, and those are post-lunch after their coming for this particular session. We invite them. It's a pleasure to have all of them and wishing you all a green afternoon. And people, those are in India, surrounding India, nearby countries, continents, places, we extend a green evening to all of you. Hearty welcome. It's a pleasure to have all of you with us. Let's move on further in our journey where we are focusing on education, educators, teachers, student, youth, skills, competencies, capabilities, and the entire education ecosystem empowerment. How the future of education will be, how the education will shape tomorrow, how the technology is going to transform the entire education system. We got to adapt with the technology because technology is changing very, very fast. We got to reimagine, our children future education together, because the pandemic and the post-pandemic, during pandemic, all the strategies which are being adopted, all the technologies which are being adopted, permutation combinations being taken by teachers, educators, trainers, coach, mentors, wherever you are, counselors, you try and reach out everybody. And today we are going to talk about teachers of tomorrow, how the teachers are going to be of tomorrow with technology for our children, for their better future, when the jobs would be shrinking or jobs would be switching over to new areas with technology and with augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain, artificial intelligence, whatever is coming in technology in education ecosystem, new ed tech platforms would be there, digital modes would be there, hybrid modes would be there. Teachers, mentors, and coach, you are the architect of the future minds. Yesterday, we talked about mentors, mentee. We talked about mentoring the future educators. And today we are going to take on further journey, teachers of tomorrow. If you wish to be a teacher of tomorrow, whether in India or overseas, क्योंकि भारत को पुनः विश्व गुरु बनना है, जहां पर पॉपुलेशन एजिंग हो रही है, वृद्ध हो रहे हैं लोग, और जहां पर एजुकेटर्स की शॉर्टेज है. I was just talking to a couple of people this afternoon from Canada, and they gave me the valuable inputs. There is a huge shortage. And then same thing goes for America. Same thing goes for Africa. Same thing goes for Central Asia. Couple of other places when we talk about, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take it on. So Tuesday, 29th of November, Indian Standard Time, 4 minutes past 8 p.m. We are together. And that is Teachers of Tomorrow. It's 1738th webinar of the International Chamber for Service Industry. And we are proud of all of you for being a part of this journey with us. ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, extends a very warm welcome. I shall be reading your names, your comments. Kindly share your vision on the YouTube. Kindly share if you have got any query, any questions, anything you would like to ask, which you want our chamber to take on. It would be a privilege, and we will try and meet your requirements. Now, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, is a link between India, non-resident Indian, you call them Indian diaspora also, and the corporate houses, those are dealing in services sector. Ladies and gentlemen, tourism, hospitality, airlines, education, skills, IT, ITS, transportation, whether rail transport, road transport, air transport, sea transport, whatever you are taking, besides that environmental services, besides that health services, wellness services, there is a huge basket and a range. There are 54 segments which we have identified in the services sector. Today, there are different sector skill councils. taking care of different verticals, but of course they take care of the entire economy where agriculture, manufacturing and services. We are focusing on services. Media entertainment is also service industry. Your radio, television, theater, music, films, digital, whatever you call, AVGC, which is coming through, all that is the part of services sector. Now, teachers of future, teachers of tomorrow, wherever you are, first and foremost thing is at the center of entire deliberation, discussion, packaging, whatever is being done, it's for children, it's for student, it's for young generation, whether they are in schools or colleges or universities or skill centers, wherever they are, they're in ITIs, they're in polytechnics, it is the children, it is the students, it's the younger generation. We got to understand their psychology. What makes a great teacher? You know, in English language, you say good, better, best. Good, better, best. Do you know what is greatness? Who is a great teacher? Beyond all these three parameters, now, ladies and gentlemen, students who are loved at home. This statement is very powerful, which has been put by Chitra Kapoor ma'am for me. Students who are loved at home, they come to school to learn. And students who aren't come to school to be loved. Are you getting me? The students who aren't, they come to school to be loved. You have to understand. जो बच्चे घर से खुश आते हैं वो सीखने के लिए आते हैं, लेकिन जिन बच्चों को वो खुशियां घर पर नहीं मिल पाती हैं, वो स्कूल में खुशी ढूंढते हैं, वो माहौल ढूंढते हैं, वो दोस्तों के साथ जुड़कर, क्योंकि हम कहते हैं ना कि what exactly is it? Only academics? Is it only education? Is it only environment? Or is it a social clubbing? Is it a social norms? बच्चा एटिकेट्स भी सीखता है, मैनर्स भी सीखता है, बच्चा अपनी पर्सनालिटी को भी इंप्रूव करता है, बच्चा हैप्पी भी रहता है, बच्चा औरों के साथ रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट को भी समझता है. एंड दैट इज समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो स्टूडेंट्स हु आर लव्ड एट होम, दे कम टू स्कूल टू लर्न. And students who aren't loved at home, they come to school to be loved. That is something which we all have to understand. It is something very, very important. हर इंसान को प्यार चाहिए, हर इंसान को encouragement चाहिए, हर इंसान को चाहिए कि कोई कहे आपने खाना अच्छा बनाया है, आप पढ़ाते बहुत अच्छा है, आप बातचीत बहुत अच्छी करते हैं, आपकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल बहुत अच्छी है, आपकी पर्सनालिटी बड़ी इंप्रेसिव है. आप जब बात करते हैं तो दिल करता है कि आपको सुने. अगर आप ऐसे टीचर बनना चाहते हैं, then you got to work on yourself. That is something very important. Now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare the teachers of tomorrow today. Prepare the teachers of tomorrow today. Now, let's see certain parameters. How do you prepare the dedicated and efficient teachers? How do you prepare the decision-making teachers for the benefit of students? How do you prepare the teachers? Those are efficient and they are responsible and they are reasoned teachers. How do you prepare the teachers? Those are interested teachers. How do you prepare responsible teachers? These are all parameters and these are all yardsticks and these are all permutation combinations which we all have to understand, and they're very important for all of us. People, those are joining us on the YouTube and passing their comments, I would certainly endorse and mention your name at the end of this session. Let me just come on to now the future teachers, teachers of tomorrow. They'll be with technology. They got to adapt technology. They got to be creative. They got to be innovative, and they got to teach children through different pedagogies and andragogies where the entrepreneurship takes a shape. अभी जॉब्स के बारे में ज्यादा मत सोचिए, एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में ज्यादा मत सोचिए, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में सोचिए. जो मिनिस्ट्री भी बनी है, इट्स अ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्किल डेवलपमेंट एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. Because entrepreneurship is very, very important. We got to prepare more and more people in future for entrepreneurship. They got to be self-reliant. They got to be self-dependent. They got to generate employment for others as well. कितना अजीब लगता है. Somebody says, I'm a graduate, I'm a postgraduate, I've done MPhil, and they apply for the peon post. एंड जैसे गवर्नमेंट का जॉब किसी तरीके से मिल जाए ताकि मुझे काम ना करना पड़े. नाउ दैट इज अ रॉन्ग थॉट प्रोसेस. अपना अपना देश है, अपना भारत है, अपनी कंट्री है, अपने लोग हैं, अपनी सभ्यता है, अपनी सिविलाइजेशन है. हम काम नहीं करेंगे तो कौन काम करेगा? और ये चीज को आपको समझना पड़ेगा. जब सब मिलकर काम करेंगे और बढ़ेंगे आगे तो देश आगे बढ़ेगा. That is the way we have to understand. And education is the basic grass root. हर एक बच्चे को जो कुछ भी सीखना है उसको अपनी आत्मा से सीखना है, अंदर से सीखना है, प्यार से सीखना है, अच्छे से सीखना है. एंड देयर इज आल्सो एप्लीकेबल, टीचर्स को उसी तरीके से सिखाना है. दैट इज फ्यूचर. नाउ द फ्यूचर ऑफ एजुकेशन विल नीड इन्वेंशंस. वी गॉट टू बी थिंकिंग आउट ऑफ द कैप. We got to be thinking out of the box. You have to put on your thinking cap and you got to understand what exactly is happening. मैं कहाँ हूँ, मैं कहाँ पहुंच सकता हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ, क्या हो रहा है, क्या क्या और हो सकता है. वो जो innovations और inventions हैं, they are entirely the new vision of learning pedagogy for our children. That is, we all have to understand something very important. There's a beautiful cycle which is being drawn. It's a systematic process for addressing the future challenges in education. Knowledge है, wisdom है, information है, intelligence है, उसका एक center है. आपका दिमाग भी एक नर्व सेंटर है. ये भी अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा कंप्यूटर है और इसकी क्षमता को कभी हम समझ ही नहीं पाते, जान ही नहीं पाते कि कितना कुछ है. When you talk about knowledge and intelligence center, it provides easy access to updated information on educational needs, resources, opportunities, programs within and beyond the city where you live. Because आपकी एक community है, आपका एक शहर है. You're going to be thinking beyond that also. How can we support through our knowledge, our wisdom, our intelligence, and whatever intellectual capital we have acquired, support the different educational initiatives and identify the new opportunities and the new initiatives which can be taken, exchange knowledge with other future centers and education cities. That's why ICSI nowadays talk about future inspirational labs. That is something very important. That inspirational lab, and then there are implementation spaces, and then there is our community, and everything. सारी चीजों का मिश्रण जो है वो फ्यूचर के ऊपर है, फ्यूचर की इमेजेस के पास है. फ्यूचर images are created, painted, and visually presented. They relate to the city's educational needs, possibilities, and assets. From time to time, the images are replaced. The center continuously, that means your community, when we are talking about the center continuously develop and update the future vision according to the changing environment. Now, the new education policy 2020, which has come in our country on 29th of July, imagine in the thick of the pandemic when it was, and after how many years, more than 3.5 decades thereafter. And there's also a commitment that 6% of the GDP will be spent on education. So one is the policy formulation, second is policy implementation, and third is monitoring how much is the impact. Because हमारा challenge country का बहुत बड़ा है. When we have got a huge population and we are fortunate we have got a young population. अगर आज चाइना में अगर आप एवरेज लेके चले 38, 39, you know, kind of a things जो उनका एवरेज निकलता है, हमारा 28, 29 का निकलता है. There is still a huge difference. 20% and I think little above than that is the population in China, which is above 60 years of biological age. But in India, is still 11%. But further, how it's going to shape and how the things are going to be beyond 2050, we all got to understand. फिलहाल हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं 2030 तक की. अगले 7 साल में देखिए क्या changes आते हैं. It's going to be a mind blowing because virtual reality. आप जो चीज आज इस मोबाइल को अपने हाथ में छूते हैं, क्या ये मोबाइल ऐसा ही रहेगा कल या कुछ और वर्चुअल होने जा रहा है? क्योंकि आज मोबाइल के माध्यम से हर बच्चा irrespective wherever they are and teachers wherever you are, whatever modus operandi you adapt and whatever channel you adapt, try and reach out each and every child. देखिए हमारा टास्क बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, क्योंकि हम हर बच्चे को एक लेवल तक लेकर आना चाहते हैं। हर बच्चे का कंट्री में कहीं ना कहीं कंट्रीब्यूशन है, कंट्री की डेवलपमेंट के अंदर। कोई भी बच्चा ऐसा नहीं है जिसके पास कुछ स्किल्स नहीं है, कुछ क्षमताएं नहीं है, कुछ क्वालिटीज नहीं है, कुछ इस तरीके की कॉम्पिटेंसीज या कैपेबिलिटीज या टैलेंट या पैशन नहीं है। कोई भी संसार में ऐसा प्राणी नहीं है। एवरीबडी हैज गॉट समथिंग स्पेशल। ये टीचर की आर्ट है कि वो बच्चे के अंदर से वो कैसे निकाले। नाउ when you talk about the ethos, vision, and the values for the future success, it is very important to understand responsibility of a teacher. Compassionate. You got to be compassionate, and you got to be having a courage. You got to be believing in yourself that you can be the best teacher of your community, your society, of your subject. Try and get as much collaboration as possible. And at the same time, if you want to enjoy respect, you got to be, first of all, master of your subject. And secondly, you got to give lots of love and affection and respect to youngsters also and to the children also. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 S of a teacher. टीचर के 3 एस हैं। जैसे कई बार हम सीज की बात करते हैं, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, क्रिएटिविटी, क्यूरियोसिटी, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, इन सब चीजों की बात करते हैं। उसी तरीके से देयर आर 3 एस ऑफ अ टीचर। पहले पे बात करते हैं, फर्स्ट इज द सेल्फ गिविंग क्वालिटी ऑफ अ टीचर। दैट मीन्स जो कुछ तुम्हें आता है वो बच्चों के साथ शेयर करो, इनोवेटिव बनो, क्रिएटिव बनो, और आप भी उतने ही क्यूरियस रहो। मैं आज भी हर रोज एजुकेशन का कुछ ना कुछ नया सीखता हूं। लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग, बिल्कुल सही कहा गया है कि पोस्ट पैंडेमिक यू गॉट टू रियलाइज एंड प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, वो टाइम चला गया कि जब आप ग्रेजुएशन, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन या कुछ करके एक जॉब में चले गए, आप वहीं से रिटायर होंगे। द लेटेस्ट स्टैट्स एंड द रिसर्च शोज कि एक जीवन काल में आप कम से कम 6 से 7 बार अपना प्रोफेशन और सो कॉल्ड द जॉब, सो कॉल्ड द करियर, सो कॉल्ड द प्रोफेशन चेंज करेंगे। नाउ टीचर्स, first is the self-giving quality of a teacher. This is the selfless side of the teacher, where he or she, they want to share with the people, with the students, to make a better society. This giving and sharing is unconditional, without expecting anything in return from those children, those youngsters. उन बच्चों से कोई हमारी इस तरीके की आकांक्षाएं या अपेक्षा नहीं होनी चाहिए। We should try and give. जितनी आप सेल्फलेस सर्विस सोसाइटी की करेंगे, नेचर विल गिव यू बैक। डिफिकल्टीज आएंगी, प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी, चैलेंजेस आएंगे, सब कुछ वैसा नहीं होगा जैसा आप चाहते हैं, लेकिन जो हो रहा है वो किसी और की मर्जी से हो रहा है। आप तो कठपुतली की तरह यहां पर उतारे गए हैं। ये वर्ल्ड एक स्टेज है और आपको इस स्टेज पर एक्ट करना है, परफॉर्म करना है। कितना अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगे, दैट वुड डिसाइड कि आपको मोक्ष मिलता है कि नहीं मिलता है। फॉर दिस फैकल्टी नीड्स टू बी अपलॉडेड, क्योंकि टीचर्स, वी सैल्यूट यू, यू आर द ग्रेट वॉरियर्स। During the pandemic, you have done a wonderful job for all of us. What could be the second S? Self-development. देखिए, आप कुछ भी कर लीजिए, कुछ भी कर लीजिए, आपका धन चोरी हो सकता है, आपके घर में आग लग सकती है, किसी और जगह कोई और डिफिकल्टी आ सकती है, आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है, लेकिन आपकी विद्या को कोई नहीं चुरा सकता, आपके विजडम को कोई नहीं ले सकता, आपकी इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपिटल को कोई नहीं ले सकता। वो आपकी विरासत है और उसे जितना आप बांटेंगे उतनी ही शार्पन होती जाएगी। रोज रात को 8 बजे मैं आपसे क्यों बात करना चाहता हूं? Why do I want to get in touch with you? Because I also want to learn a lot from all of you. You are my teachers, you are my mentors, you are my counselors. हर बच्चे से भी बड़े लोग सीखते हैं। And if you have got an open mind, you will enjoy quite a bit. Julie ma'am is writing, indeed, teachers develop confident educators who believe in the potential of every student. So truly. So second S is self-development. Teachers are willing to have a lifelong learning mindset. You have to have a lifelong mindset. सीखते जाओ जितना कुछ सीख सकते हो. They are questioning, they are inquisitive. बच्चों के दिमाग में बहुत सारी चीजें चल रही हैं. They're always asking. Sometimes you may feel ये तो funny question है. कुछ भी funny नहीं है. हर question beautiful है, intelligent question है, innovative question है, creative question है, willing to open new windows. Their self motivation is from their own achievements. देखिए टीचर्स, आप जितना अच्छा परफॉर्म करते जाएंगे, आप देखिए आपकी वाणी में, आपकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल में, आपकी आवाज में कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता जाएगा. और एक ऐसा दिन आएगा, डू यू रिमेंबर द सेंटेंस विच वी हैव यूज्ड अर्लियर, द रिसर्च. अगर आपको किसी सब्जेक्ट का एक्सपर्ट बनना है, आपको किसी भी फील्ड का एक्सपर्ट बनना है, या तो जिंदगी के 10 साल देने पड़ेंगे या 10,000 घंटे देने पड़ेंगे. 10,000 hours you have to invest whenever you want to be the best in that particular subject. लेकिन संसार तेजी से बदल रहा है. What could be the third S? It's a self awareness. अपने बारे में जानना, मैं कौन हूं, मेरा पोटेंशियल क्या है, मैं क्या कर सकता हूं, कर सकती हूं, मुझे अपने बच्चों के साथ कैसे जुड़ना है, मुझे अपने स्टूडेंट्स को और ज्यादा एनकरेज कैसे करना है, मेरे बच्चे इस पूरे टाउन में, इस पूरे स्कूल में, इस पूरी कम्युनिटी में, इस पूरे शहर में, इस पूरी स्टेट में बेस्ट कैसे हो सकते हैं. Now, when you talk about self-awareness, this is the recognition of teachers' own potential and also building continuously that potential, because this will result in nurturing finally to understand what kind of a teacher are you. Are you innovative teacher? Are you creative teacher? Are you dynamic teacher? Are you vibrant teacher? Are you the teacher who is unlocking the potential of your student? Self awareness बहुत important है. और जब आप मुंह खोलते हैं, whenever you open your mouth and you talk and you communicate, you tell the whole world who you are. आप कौन हैं, और आपकी नॉलेज, आपका विजडम, आपकी प्रिपरेशन, आपकी इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपिटल, वो सब चीज साथ साथ चलती है. एंड लीडरशिप के रोल में you got to have the capacity building of your relationship with other. You got to be socially responsible. You got to be socially liable to the society. And you got to have a self-control, and you got to have social awareness as well. Unlock your potential, teachers. If you want to be global teacher, there is something very important. Pankaj Tripathi ji likh rahe hain, education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Great. Nishank Maurya ji, it is the supreme art of a teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Wishing you joy in your teaching tomorrow. I think teachers, you all should get inspired over here. क्योंकि देखिए, अगर आप नाराज होंगे, आप अपने बच्चों को खामखाम डांटेंगे, आप अपने बच्चों के साथ चिड़चिड़ापन रखेंगे, आप स्कूल में हैप्पी नहीं होंगे, आप पैशनेट नहीं होंगे, उसका बच्चों के फ्यूचर पर बहुत इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा. घर में क्या हो रहा है, उस सबको वहीं छोड़ दीजिए. When you come to the school or college or to the university or to the institution, that is something very, very important. You know, we got to understand that that is something which we all got to be careful. We are always celebrating intellectual capital. हम हमेशा कहते हैं ना, इसका wisdom बहुत है, इसकी intellectual capital बहुत है, यार ये बड़ा creative सोचते हैं, ये बड़ा innovative सोचते हैं. But start realizing from today after this session, there is also a social and cultural capital which a teacher creates, and that also needs to be celebrated, because your social and cultural values, your social and cultural interaction, that is also something very important which we all have to take care of and we have to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, our chamber, basically, when we take into consideration 25th of March 2020, when there was a complete lockdown, we started with the journey that we would do the hand-holding of the teachers and our youth, and we will do all the programs related to education, educators, counselors, trainers, coach, mentors, and related to skill centers, whatever we have got. 1,600 webinars we all have done. That is something very important which we have to take into consideration. And I'm pretty sure while you're talking about making education and skills relevant, you got to take care of the competencies, capabilities, research, innovation, आपकी mental health, आपकी physical health, आपकी spiritual health, आपकी environmental health, और आपका job कैसा चल रहा है, your economic wellness. That is also something very important. अपने स्कूल में, अपने कॉलेज में, अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में water management, waste to resource management, green management, organic management, all that is something very important. और देखिए, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं कि we want to make India 5 trillion economy. Please understand, 5 trillion क्या हम 10 trillion economy बन सकते हैं. We got to bring the girls and the ladies and the women in all the fields, which is very, very important, because women empowerment, and when भारत की नारी जब वो सब आगे आएंगे तो आप देखिए कंट्री आगे कैसे बढ़ेगी. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to share with all of you that ICSI brought India's first finishing school for the service industry in 1994, where we started working on youth and teachers, and more than 52,000 youth and 35,000 teachers have gone through the entire process. लेकिन अब फिनिशिंग स्कूल जो ब्रिक एंड मोटर का था, ग्राउंड पे था, फिजिकल था, दैट ऑल हैज टू मूव अहेड नाउ. अब हमको डिजिटल फॉर्म में आना है. हम आपको अभी सब कुछ वर्चुअल होने वाला है. एंड यू गॉट टू अंडरस्टैंड द पावर ऑफ what exactly is the digital power. So inspirational lab, where curiosity, creativity, imagination, innovation, design thinking, critical thinking, adaptive learning, immersive learning, project based learning, nature based learning, empathy based learning, joyful learning is the future in schools, colleges, universities, institutions, ITIs, polytechnics, vocational training centers, and skill centers, wherever you are. That all is the part of it. Inspirational lab has got different verticals like mental wellness, physical wellness, professional wellness, social wellness, and economic wellness. And teachers, you got to work on your capacity. We got to work on capacity building of teachers. We got to make education relevant to our day-to-day life. सुबह उठने से रात के सोने तक जो कुछ भी आप करते हैं. And that's why like G20, जिसके लिए now baton has been given to India for the next 1 year. G20 is with India. Let's do more and more. जिस तरीके से टूरिज्म को इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया के थ्रू हम आगे लेकर चल रहे हैं, why not we should focus on our education system as well. क्योंकि इसी एजुकेशन सिस्टम से तो संसार की रचना है. इसी टीचर्स के माध्यम से यहां से जुडिशरी भी निकलेगी, पॉलिटिशियन भी निकलेंगे, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स भी निकलेंगे, पुलिस ऑफिसर भी निकलेंगे, डिफेंस के लोग भी निकलेंगे, सिविल के लोग भी निकलेंगे, कॉर्पोरेट भी निकलेंगे, बिजनेसमैन भी निकलेंगे. सब कुछ एजुकेशन के इकोसिस्टम से है. दैट ऑल वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. एंड टीचर्स, यू गॉट टू बी पैशनेट, क्रिएटिव एंड इनोवेटिव, and you got to become facilitator. And finally, we would like to say, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. With this, we are completing 1,738 programs on the YouTube ICSI India. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of the advisor to the administrator, Chandigarh administration, Dr. Dharampal ji. Very dynamic, very creative, very innovative, and always very positive. He called the meeting and we made a presentation along with the education department officials, with the advisor, and we took on the pledge over there that let's make Chandigarh as a role model in education and skills, in research and innovation through all our institutions, whether school or colleges or higher ups, whatever we have got. In all institutions, let's bring inspiration. Let's bring inspirational lab, and that's all to digital way. We had gone to Sector 11, that is the ITI for women. Thereafter, we had gone to another ITI in Sector 28. Then we had gone to Polytechnic in Sector 26 and another yet wonderful Polytechnic in Sector 10. And ladies and gentlemen, thereafter, we went to the B.Ed College in Sector 20 and then 23A. Our journey is on. We are moving ahead with the education department. Director, technical education and higher education is very dynamic and he is taking lots of interest. We wish to share with all of you that our annual convention of the chamber is coming on 29th. That is the 29th annual convention, which will be held on 13th, 14th, and 15th January in the hybrid model. 13th January, we'll be talking about entire North India. 14th January, we will talk about Singapore as a theme country. And 15th of January, we'll talk about the Finland, what all we can learn in education, research, and something whatsoever comes. Now, with regard to the Inspirational Lab, let's have a quick visual.
Welcome to the Inspirational Lab of ICSI Finishing School for Service Industry. The International Chamber for Service Industry, or ICSI, brought on ground India's first finishing school for the service industry in 1994. However, it has become an inspirational lab and turned completely digital post-pandemic. Here, the students link academics beyond syllabi. They journey from effective communication to connecting skills, curiosity to creativity, along with soft skills, life skills, and technical skills. Health and wellness is another important component of the Inspirational Lab at ICSI. Inspirational Lab is an initiative of ICSI to develop a holistic approach in education transformation. Visit icsiindia.in.
So I'm pretty sure that you enjoyed this, and let's move on.
Welcome to the Inspirational Lab of ICSI.
Tomorrow, we are going to talk about teachers as creative leaders. Tomorrow on 30th of November, Wednesday at 8 p.m. with yet another powerful program. We all would be meeting. Till that time, take care of yourself, take care of your health and wellness, take care of everybody whosoever is in touch with you, associated with you. Please take care of everybody. And we are moving ahead, all of us together. Let's take Chandigarh as a role model for education and skills, research and innovation. All of us together from Chandigarh will move to entire India, then to entire Asia, and after Asian continent, we'll move world over. That should be the inspiration through the Inspirational Lab digital way. Thank you very much. Look forward to meeting you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. with yet another session. तब तक अपना ध्यान रखिए, मुस्कुराते रहिए, खुश रहिए, तंदुरुस्त रहिए, अच्छे से सबका ख्याल